After all the deployments, some very hostile, across the globe, 21 years was enough. And I decided to retire and implant my family right here in this county, Stafford County. We were blessed to find the Denali family that sold us the property on Clift Farm 18 years ago. The area reminded both my wife and I of our upbringing in the country. We had open spaces, natural wildlife, kids running through the woods, stars as far as the night could show you. And the real bonus to where we live today is we have neighbors that have really become family. Military retirement pay isn't a lot, but we took the financial risk, emptied the savings account, and we bought what was to be our forever home. 3 years ago, we attended this community meeting and learned to the shock and horror that a developer was submitting this conditional zoning package to a dense urban community almost in our front yard. I think many of us fail to understand how this developer can come into a community and completely change the character of it when the very comprehensive plan says otherwise. Conditional zoning changes, as you've heard, must not adversely affect or change the character of the area it's located. Without a doubt, that's going to happen with this project. And the Planning Commission agreed. My family fears how the proposed development will negatively impact our biggest investment. In fact, the conservation of property values in the surrounding area is one of the criteria that the Board of Supervisors are required to consider for projects of this nature. No proof has been provided to me or even to you that I shouldn't fear how this will drag the property values down once this rural character and setting is changed forever for this mostly dense packed development I've seen to date. I am not against development. In fact, I fully expected it at some point with like properties to join our rural community. I also expected conversations, communications, and transparency about the shape of our community and the county. If you allow this tonight, what are the citizens to believe about the comprehensive plan? I'd say they should be looking at it as a well-designed localities with smart growth and developers sharing in the cost. Don't let the developers determine what type of growth is right or dictate where it will occur. The project, if this is approved, it sets a precedence not only in our district, but your district as well. Please listen to the public and vote no on this project.
At one time or another, I've heard complaints about past board decisions creating problems that we're experiencing today, whether it's failing to build new schools or controlling growth in rural areas such as this. I've heard people lament that it doesn't matter what we say, the board will ignore the public and do what they want. Well, to that, I strongly disagree. Tonight, I stand here an optimist, confident that this board does listen and truly cares about the people that it represents. I do believe that the decisions that you make today will make for a better Stafford for tomorrow. I'm confident that after weighing all the decisions and all the factors, you will agree with the public, the Planning Commission, and the Planning Department and deny these applications.
I'm here to present the perspective of a concerned former Falmouth supervisor and also as a citizen with a planning degree. This development is misplaced. It is, yes, it's in the urban service area, barely. Yes, it's in the suburban zone, barely. It is in both instances right on the line. It's on the extreme periphery. And that's not a place to put this kind of density, 1/6 of an acre lots. So if you folks hold the line, and I hope you do, and your successors on the comprehensive plan, even at full build-out, the perimeter of this development will be mostly bordering A1 agricultural zoning. That's inappropriate. It should not be on the periphery. Now, there are good, sure, I know, retired age-restricted housing does have advantages for the county financially over other kinds of residential development, but there are places for it, proper places for that kind of development, and this isn't one of them, near a hospital. Now, talking about these financial advantages, I think this is the rosiest scenario that's been presented. When I was 55, my son was 80 at 10 years ago in the public schools. And I hope you're getting healthy EMS proffers because the residents here won't be so healthy. So that's going to be a big burden. Are they figured in? So another thing to consider is this is right next to a rail station, a commuter rail station. Seniors don't commute much, not very many of them. The whole idea of having this station and giving it subsidies is to improve traffic. But then you need the people who are going to use it to live nearby. And if you start taking up these things and for developments of people who won't be using it, you're defeating that purpose. So, and I think about, I'm up there now. I have trouble sleeping. I like peace and quiet. Older people like peace and quiet. And here's a secret that I hope people won't object to. That's one reason they don't want to live with kids around. That's why they want to live in retirement communities. Peace and quiet. But next to a school, next to the railroad tracks, with planes flying overhead, this is not an optimum place for them.
And I'll just simply say again, going back to the roads and the density, I walk every morning for my health. I do it about 6 a.m. because the traffic is so bad, I have to move down the road. It's very hard in the winter because it's pitch black. It's very interesting now, as I'm walking the road is crumbling. Leland Road is in very bad shape. I can't imagine adding that many more cars just by adding an extra line, and somehow that's going to make everybody safe. I don't believe so. Anyway, thank you. I ask you to vote no.